It gives me immense pleasure to be present here at the inaugural session of this National Judicial Seminar among this august gathering today. I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Sri Kiran Rijiju, and the esteemed judges of the Supreme Court of India and the High Courts for their kind presence at this seminar. I heartily welcome all of you to this land of natural beauty. At the same time, I express my sincere apologies to the dignitaries present here and also to the lady wives who have graced our beautiful state for my absence last evening. I could not present myself because of the 2-day Sintan Sivir convened by Honorable Union Home Minister in Suruskun with all the Lieutenant Governors, Chief Ministers looking after the home portfolio, Home Ministers of all states and senior civil and police officials lasted till late evening yesterday. I hope my team led by our Chief Secretary look after you all well, and you enjoyed the cultural evening organized in your honor. I appreciate the decision of holding the seminar amidst the beautiful surroundings of Kaziranga, as the seminar will deliberate on judiciary's role in relation to environment and sustainable development as well as digitization. I am sure this will convey a powerful message on conservation of biodiversity and sustainable development. Today, climate change and global warming due to environmental degradation have emerged as the real challenge to the existence of lives and livelihoods of billions of people across the world. The present circumstances have increased our responsibility manifold towards protecting the environment. This calls for a sense of urgency towards sustainability and environmental conservation in our day-to-day life. This also calls for making environmental conscious lifestyle a mass movement as visualized by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi at COP26 summit in Glasgow. In that summit, Honorable Prime Minister presented to the world India's grand vision and 5 commitments to deal with the challenges of climate change. If we look back, we find that traditional practice of our great nation always reflected a sustainable lifestyle. The Vedic philosophy emphasized the undeniable connection that human beings share with nature. In Atharva Veda, we find a sloka, Mata Bhumi Putraham Prithi Byaha, meaning earth is my mother and I am her child. Our ancient scripture considered the earth as a mother and all life forms as her children. In the modern age, framers of the Constitution of India incorporate Article 48 and 48A, considering the importance to protect the environment and conserve of country's natural resources. Article 48 envisages preserving and improving the breeds of cattle, prohibiting slaughtering of cows, while Article 48A encourages the state to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Further, a signatory to the Stockholm Declaration of 1972, the Parliament also added Article 51(1)(g) into the Constitution, which entailed the responsibility on every individual to maintain and improve the natural environment. It also provides to have compassion for all living creatures. Apart from that, the Parliament passes numerous anti-pollution laws to protect the environment. However, the fact is that environmental problems in present-day times have been posing big threats to us and questioning the collective intellectual capabilities of mankind. But I am very optimistic that sensible planning, balanced development, and deployment of green technology would give us realistic solution to save the environment. My optimism in looking for acceptable solution to environmental problems brings to me the concept of sustainable development. This is the most widely talked about concept that emerged in the last few decades. By sustainable development, we mean development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. After deliberation of many decades at various international forums, finally the Sustainable Development Goals were adopted by the United Nations and inaugurated in 2015. We have a list of 17 Sustainable Development Goals today that have become part and parcel of all our activities of planning, management, governance, and monitoring. These goals sought to realize a world where we reaffirm our commitments regarding human rights to safe drinking water, sanitation, where food is sufficient, safe, affordable, nutritious, where human habitats are safe, resilient, and sustainable, where there is universal access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy. In any modern policy, the rule of law is a basic obligation for sustainable economic development. However, it is estimated that a large number of people in our society, especially the poor, do not enjoy the protection accorded by law. The poorest and the more vulnerable continue to live at the mercy of the rich and the strong. The Maitshya of the big fish eating the small fish propounded by Kautilya still holds the truth. If progress is to be achieved, the poor must enjoy the benefits of the rule of law and have easy access to the functioning of the institution of justice. Here I'd like to cite an important issue relating to the Forest Right Act. The Act recognized the rights of the forest-dwelling communities to the forest resource on which these communities are dependent for a variety of needs. The Act has to be implemented in a more humanistic way. Another area concern relating to the people living in around forest areas is that they are being evicted from areas where forest cover may have eroded long time back and people could be living there for generations. Eviction in such cases should be carried out keeping the human angle in mind with sustainable rehabilitation strategy. Having said that, I recall that the Indian judiciary has a glorious past in protection of environment and upholding the principles of sustainable development. Its commitment for environmental protection has resulted in the innovative use of public interest litigation as a tool for social and environmental justice. Its judgment in many of the cases upheld environmental quality and right to life. The Bhopal case introduced the concept of absolute liability of disasters arising from the hazardous material from factories, the oleum gas leak case, and the adoption of the doctrine of the sustainable development in the development paradigm of our country, Velo Citizen Welfare Forum versus Union of India. Assam is also actively pursuing the SDGs in all its departments and other government organizations. We have taken number of steps for environmental and wildlife protection, taking cognizance of encroachment inside reserve forests, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries. The state government has contemplated to make the natural habitats free from encroachment to minimize human-elephant conflict. Our government has also decided to increase forest cover of Assam from 36% to 38% in coming 5 years by way of large-scale plantation. I'd also like to bring to the notice of this August House that in Kaziranga we have seen poaching cases almost up to 50 in a year. But now we have brought it down to only one poaching cases in the last year and this year also. And we are committed to see that even that single death is also not happened, and we can mitigate the disease of entire this disease completely from our Kaziranga. I'd like to thank Honorable Justice Hrishikesh Roy and Honorable Justice Sri M.R. Shah for their highly encouraging words for my forest staffs. Thank you, Lordships. The seminar is also going to deliberate on digitization of Indian judiciary. I'd like to draw attention of this August gathering about the special importance given by Honorable Prime Minister on digitization of the entire system. His main focus is on two things. First, how digitization should reach and help the last man in our society. Second, the digital effort should not result in multiple islands where one system does not talk to the other. His vision is that digitalization enabled by appropriate technologies should be interoperable so that maximum benefits can be harnessed for the benefit of the entire system. As the digitization of judiciary should not be seen in isolation, the use of digital platform across all pillars of democracy will ultimately help early disposal of case in the judiciary and would benefit the entire system. I am tempted to mention another pertinent point relating to the active COVID period. This phase saw unprecedented flow of information at all levels. Video conferencing became the norm. Courts adopted the digital platform like never before. It was also not impossible for an advocate of the High Court to appear before a Supreme Court bench. Similar was the case with the advocates ordinarily practicing in the Supreme Court. They started appearing before the High Court's benches. This was unprecedented, but it did happen. The beneficiary was the entire system, and the people were immensely benefited. It is indeed commendable that taking digitalization further, in May 2020, the Supreme Court introduced a new system of e-filing as a process tool and artificial intelligence as reference support infrastructure, both of which are characterized by efficiency, transparency, and access to justice delivery system. With introduction of this new system, India's courts have ushered in a new and future-ready justice delivery system. These process reforms will play a big role in organization of courts, categorization of matters, and process automation. It will also enable extraction of information from court documents at the rate of 1 million words per minute and can be used judges to decide a case. In the middle of COVID-19, these experiments in virtual courts have delivered success. I am sure going forward, this will become the base for justice delivery in 21st century India. I believe by the end of the decade, technology in courts will ensure that judicial system is revamped, rationalized towards objective criteria. When India entered the 2030s, it will do so with a more robust, transparent, and credible system. Further, technology will ensure that those who do not have access to justice due to distance will not be excluded anymore. The Indian judiciary is a beacon of hope for millions of Indians. The judiciary has always performed its function in a befitting and exemplary manner. I am confident this tradition will continue in future as well. With these few words, once again I would like to thanking Honorable Union Minister of Law, Sri Kiran Rijiju and the esteemed judges of Supreme Court of India, High Courts and the other dignitaries for their kind presence at this seminar today. I would also like to thank our Honorable Chief Justice, Guwahati High Court for organizing this national seminar in such a befitting manner. Thank you, Lordship. Thank you. I hope you will come back to Assam once again. Thank you.